Now, I want to safely reopen schools, and I don't want to do it episodically. I want to do it in a sustainable way. I believe you can safely reopen schools in this environment. One we've put out in terms of a framework to the legislature is a plan that includes $6.6 billion of early action to help not only with PPE, but to help with testing, to help with other protocols and supports in terms of ventilation, in terms of social distancing and physical distancing within the classroom and outside the classroom. We have many districts that have schools open and have been able to do it safely. Let me be specific. In January, we had 87 reported cases of positive cases in our schools. That's down from where we were in November, December, despite January being a record month in terms of community spread and positivity. I subscribe to the Biden administration's point of view, reinforced again today in their press conference, that we can safely reopen schools with appropriate level of support. So the framework that we put out to the legislature provides a framework for engagement and negotiation that's been ongoing over the course of the last number of weeks. I was just talking to Senator Skinner, I'll ask her up here in just a moment, how she felt things were going. She's been instrumental in those negotiations, and I complimented her on our team's partnership. The Senate last night, just exchanging paper on nuances and details back and forth, and I'm confident we can get to where we need to go, and that's safely reopening our schools for in-person instruction, starting with the younger grades and those with special needs. I say this not academically or intellectually, but as someone with 4 young kids. The younger kids are not getting the benefits of distance learning that the older kids are. And I'm very concerned about the equity lens in terms of this conversation, because so many private schools are open. And I believe we can safely reopen public schools to in-person instruction with the appropriate level of safety and support and accountability in terms of enforcing the rules of the road. And we are committed and resolved to doing that in partnership with the legislature. And I'll ask Chair Skinner to talk a little bit about what their timelines look like, but I'm very encouraged by the progress.
Thank you, Governor. No one in their right mind wants to get COVID-19. So, of course, we have legitimate concerns by whether it's teachers, parents, what have you, around if we're going to open schools, let's do it safely. But I'm confident, and we know the governor wants the schools open safely, our schools want to open safely, and the legislature wants to get schools open safely. And we're just hammering out the details to do that, and I'm confident we'll get there.
It's that same spirit that brought the legislature and this administration together on the evictions protections. We have the resolve, we have the mindset, we have the relationships. I'm confident that we will land this thing and very soon.
And Governor, I'd love to get your reaction to your home city and county of San Francisco suing SFUSD, saying it lacks a clear reopening plan. Might that be a consequence if there isn't this kind of state framework established? You see more local governments kind of acting on their own in this manner.
Well, we're putting out a statewide framework, providing an unprecedented amount of support. By the way, our budget that we submitted has the highest level of funding in the history of the state of California for K through 12 education. We are providing above our minimum mandate under Prop 98 billions of additional resources, and we are working very closely with the legislature on pulling forward $6.6 billion in an early action package to address the issue of learning loss. Learning loss can be addressed at the local level with the kind of flexibility that San Francisco Unified, Oakland Unified are looking for. Learning loss may include extending into the summer, may include extending the school day. It may include extending the supports by providing more counselors and more intensive mentorship. We have no idea what each and every district needs versus every other district. There's 1,050 of them. But we have one fundamental recognition. They need more resources and they need flexibility. And that's exactly what we're providing. And we're very hopeful those city, county, district issues will be substantially abated and resolved with the support this package provides.
And Governor, just to follow, is that argument of having a prerequisite of all teachers being vaccinated to return, is that a non-starter for you?
It's not a non-starter. I'd love to have everybody in the state vaccinated that chooses to be vaccinated. I'd like to prioritize. Not only would I like to prioritize teachers, we are prioritizing teachers. The state put out guidelines, 1B, that prioritizes teachers. We have age cohort, but we are prioritizing teachers for vaccines. We want to get our teachers vaccinated, and they have been prioritized in this state. So we want to see that happen. What we believe is exactly what the CDC, Dr. Fauci, what the Biden administration believes, that we can safely reopen schools as we process a prioritization to our teachers of vaccinations and still keep our teachers, our paraprofessionals, which means bus drivers, our cafeteria workers, janitors that are essential workers to making our schools work safe and keep our kids safe at the same time. So we are aligned with the thinking of the Biden administration.